So this is how to make perfect arepas every time.
How to make perfect arepas every time. Of course, you always want to start with cold water. Cold water is critical. Most people say, oh, use warm water. No, you don't need it. All you need is cold water, and regular tap water will do. Is this 1 cup or 2?
I think that's...
And typically, you know, for a dinner like we're making tonight, we're going to need 2 cups of the water. And then, you have any arepa open already? If you use 2 cups of water, you want to use 2 cups of dry. And you always use the water first, never with the powder and then the water.
It was a very old crowd.
For some unknown reason, it doesn't mix just right. So you don't have to be precise, right there like that.
I can't remember the songs right now.
So 1 to 1.
But it was.
It's a 1-to-1 ratio.
And about how many arepas will this make?
And this will make about 8 arepas.
Okay.
Medium-sized arepas.
So that's, yeah, so 2 cups of each.
Yeah. And then what I normally do is I don't put my hands in it until I
have to.
Yeah, have to. So I go like this, and I just mix it up like I'm doing, you know, a cake mix. Some people add salt to it. I don't like to add salt to it because, I don't know, I think salt is something that you add as you want or need.
Yep.
Okay, and don't be afraid if it looks loose, if it looks that it's loose, because it will dry out. You start with a consistency and says, well, that is almost too loose, but you want to keep on doing it because the more that you mix it, it starts thickening up.
Yep.
And you want to continue doing this until it gets malleable enough to where you can hold on to it without falling.
Shape it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is kind of good when you're making. This is kind of good when you're making your arepas because if you happen to have any Parmesan cheese that you want to use or whatever, you can add some to it, and it's better than salt. And also, what it does, it allows you to. The arepa dough comes out much more malleable. It makes it.
Now you added quite a bit there. That was probably a 1/4 cup or an 1/8 of a cup, right?
About that much.
Right.
And otherwise, I wouldn't have used it.
All right.
Okay, as you can see now, look what happened. These, see how it's starting to get real thick?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, maybe it even needs some water.
So what we're going to do is, at that time, then we just add no more than that in there, and then you work it.
Yep.
Again, and look what happened as you work it. You start getting these layers.
It balls up a little bit.
Yeah, start getting the layers. At this point, then I wash my hands. Again, keep them nice and moist.
You still remember.
Yeah. I love to.
And I start forming the dough. I take it all out, and it's barely, at this time, look at this, look at how malleable
Yep.
and how nice it is. And what I normally do is I just kind of bounce it back and forth, and you can make like a big old arepa if you want.
Right.
And the reason why I do this is because then I can divide it into the perfect sizes.
Yep.
So I go ahead and I put it down here. I put it down here, and I go ahead and divide it up. You don't have to be neat about it. And each one of these will make you one arepa.
Which is how you know it makes 8 because you're divided into 8. Yep.
I divide it into 8. And as you can see, is that thing heated yet?
No. Hang on. Take a break.
Now, there are many ways of making arepas. The one that I'm getting ready to show you here is on the griddle, which are quite popular mainly because all it takes is about 10 minutes to make an arepa, a batch of arepas. And most people like to eat them really nice and warm.
That's from where they actually were.
But the other way of doing it then is you boil some water and you take the arepa itself and you throw it in the water, and whenever they rise, then you take them and put them in the oven.
Really?
And they make a very different style arepa. But if you like the meat on the inside, which a lot of people like arepas, mainly because it tastes like
I was thinking we got.
the grits, because it's actually hominy. So
Sure.
one of the reasons why arepas have a lot of liking in the United States is in the southern states particularly, is the taste of the grits.
Right. I'll be darned. So then when you do that, do you flatten it out just like you're going to do here, and you still
Yes,
make it?
except that what you do with that arepa is you don't make them as flat as I'm going to do here on the griddle, but rather the arepa would be more like this.
A little fatter.
A little fatter.
Yep.
So when they go in the water,
Right.
then
Right.
once they rise, then you take them out and you put them in the oven. And what happens is you get a very boiled.
Right. You
And
get
on the
a cooked outside and an uncooked inside. Yeah.
So
But then do you still cut them open and stuff them, or no?
yes,
You do? Okay.
Yes, in Venezuela, typically that's the way you buy the arepa in the street. So what they do is you have a choice. They tell you, do you want the dough or not? And if you don't want, if you like only the hard part of it, they take that dough out.
Oh, okay.
But some people like the dough.
Right.
So it all depends how you want to eat your arepa. Some
Right.
people like to eat the arepa as a bread instead of stuffing it.
Right.
The way that I'm making it right now, which is really nice and flat like a
It
tortilla,
is cooked through.
it's to stuff them up,
Right.
like a taco.
Right.
But typically a lot of people like to use it just as corn cakes and a bread.
Yep.
And what they do is they cut it and they use to clean the plate up. It's like bread.
Sure.
Now,
Go.
this is
Okay.
where the hard part comes. And a lot of people really have a hard time with this. So what we're gonna do is, it's always nice to have nice, moist hands, not soaking wet, but
All right.
you know,
So it doesn't stick too
so
much.
that it doesn't stick to you. So what you do is you take the piece that is the size that belongs,
Right.
and you just kind of start like this, like you make a perfect bowl,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And then do this number.
To flatten it.
Yeah, but the way you're pressing slowly on it, and you almost looks like a rhomboid
Exactly.
as
Yep.
you're going like this.
On mine because I put
And the reason why you do this is so that then you can go
Yeah.
side to side like this. Now that's one way of doing it.
Yeah.
But also, I will show you another one, and you can see how I'm gonna do this. I just keep on going like this, like this, like this, like this. And it doesn't stick to me because I used a little bit of water.
Yep.
Now, I make them nice and flat like that.
Oh, you do? Okay. So that's maybe not even a half-inch thick. I think that was my problem. I made it too thick. And maybe 4 to 5 inches in diameter.
There you go. And you see, that's a perfect made arepa.
Yep. And
Right
show me the
there.
thickness again. Show me the thickness.
And the thickness. That's pretty much
Got it.
what it is.
Yep.
And it's all pretty much even all around.
Yep.
And then once you have it like that, then you lay them down.
Beauty.
Now that's
Like a
one way
pancake.
of making. I'm gonna now then you saw me doing that one, right? I'm gonna do another one. Let me use a little bit of water. Make sure that so that I don't get the stick. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the same procedure that I did before, and I go ahead and make like a rhomboid right here like this. You can see that it's like a rhomboid. Okay, but instead of flatten it up right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it like this, and I'm gonna go round and round with my thumb.
Really?
I'm forming like you're
Oh, with a
making
little
a
bit-
donut.
Yeah. Hang on. Okay. Yep.
Like you're making a donut. And then once you get it like looks like a donut like that, then you pound it down. And what this does is allows you to make the perfect shape until you get to the thickness that you want.
Yep. 2. Okay, so check that one. Let me see it.
Okay, once you look at the arepa, as you can see, it's not quite cooked yet.
Yep.
So what you want to do is, seems like the center is getting a little warmer, so I'm just going to keep the center
Yep. And let it
the
get good and
uncooked side,
crusty.
and make sure that they get nice and crusty.
Yep.
so that by the time that you turn them over, you get the same crust on the other side. And when they're ready, is you hit them like this, and they have like little air in it. And what that means is that they're ready. Because the moment that you want to cut the arepa, then it forms a pocket right away.
And it helps to have to be good and crusty on the outside, so it doesn't fall
so that
apart.
it holds all the food and
Got
everything
it.
that
Got
you
it.
need.
Yep.